to the Can't Teach Taste podcast with your boy Mac Annam and your boy Todd Tomlinson. Got a lot to talk about today, brother.
Man, a lot going on in sports, dog. Crazy game.
And before we get started, though.
Oh, go ahead. What you got?
I was to say before we get started.
No, I'm saying a lot going on.
This episode is brought to you by Coco 5. Grab one of your coconut water favorite beverages. Coco 5, they come in a bunch of different types of flavors. You can get a value pack. Only 4 ingredients, all natural. It's exactly what you want. Tons of electrolytes. It'll really help get you going after your workout or before your workout. Get your Coco 5 today. Yeah, bro, a lot going on. Yeah,
big fan of the Coco 5, by the way, y'all. Orange is my shit, but
got the coconut joint and the cherry joint.
Go pick it up.
The pineapple joint's fire too, man. The pineapple joint goes crazy. Pick it up,
friends.
Yes. So thanks to the folks at Coco 5 for making this episode happen today. And they're going to be a partner of ours moving forward. So super excited. But bro, what we saw last night might have been the greatest sports performance we've ever seen. And it's not just that. It's what he's done, over the course of his career, really. But more recently, how do you have 2 home runs and 2 doubles, and then they walk you 5 times in a row?
Never seen anything like it, man. I can't, and I say this with confidence. And look, I follow baseball, obviously follow basketball and football more, but follow baseball. Watching baseball my whole life. Shohei Ohtani is the greatest baseball player I've ever seen. And if people want to say he's the greatest baseball player of all time, I'll have no arguments with that. Obviously, he still has a long way to go in his career, so the numbers and the accolades will continue to stack up. So he might not have as many home runs in his career yet, but just eye test, he is the greatest player I've ever seen step on a baseball field, period. He's the greatest of all time, man. What you saw last night, what you've seen throughout the whole playoffs with the guy has just been remarkable, unbelievable, and he's so fun to watch, man. I'm out of words, to describe the guy. He's incredible.
Yeah, he got on base. He got on base 9 times last night, and it was I think 18 inning game or something like that. But here's the reality, man. Like, if he can do this, he doesn't need to do this for 15 years. If he can do this for 5 or 7 more years, he might be the greatest athlete we ever see, because he has an opportunity to do something that maybe only like someone like Deion or Travis Hunter could do, right? Because in basketball, you play both sides. You play both ways. You can't really impact the game in a way which he does, because usually if a pitcher's dominant, they're going to pitch 1 out of every 5 games. In the regular season, in the playoffs, you can get it down to 1 every 3 or 4, right? This dude dominates both sides. He's the best hitter and the best pitcher. I think he had a game with 3 home runs in the NLCS where he pitched 5 innings, had I think 10 strikeouts, and they were shutout innings, right? And he has 3 home runs. So, he has 3 home runs, 5 runs scored. I think he has 6 walks in the first 3 games of the World Series. He's been on base 12 times, and 5 RBIs. And honestly, he would have way more if they didn't walk him six times out of hit 20 times at bat, right? So he's getting walked 30% of the time, and that's going to go up. Also, to your point, man, he's the greatest baseball player of all time. I would have said it's Barry Bonds probably before this, but this guy's the most dominant, and you know what he's going to do to you, and it doesn't even matter. He just does it. And what's really interesting, we don't want to spend too much time on this today. It's a fact. I will probably watch the next 2 World Series games, although there might actually be more if they don't pitch to him. If they pitch to him, we're out of here in 2 more. You lose in 5. But if they don't pitch to him, and honestly, if they didn't pitch to him any time last night, they would have won in 9 innings. Toronto wins if they don't pitch him the ball at all. I was watching a little bit in between the Warriors game and the Chiefs game last night, and there's a runner on first, 1 out. Toronto's up 2. Walk this dude, right? The next guy hits a ground ball anyway, so it's a double play inning over, assuming the same thing happens. But instead, he hits a double. Homeboy scores. Shohei's on second. They're down 1. The crowd's out of their minds, and it's just like, come on, man. You know what I mean? It's just like
nothing like you've seen before.
What,
and the impact is crazy. I know a lot of Dodger fans, and shout out to my boy Sam, who I was at his house last weekend, and he brought up a crazy stat. Just his global impact. I guess for the last 25 years, the number one attraction for Japanese tourists in California was Disneyland for the last 25 years. The past year, the number one tourist attraction for Japanese tourists has been Dodger Stadium. Wild. It's wild. You know what I mean? Isn't that crazy?
So, dude, the baseball fixed it, right? They moved him there because it's a big market. It's a bigger market. It's in California, but it's a bigger market than where he was before. Now you have the billions of dollars TV contracts, right? And this will be a nice segue because what we will say is this dude was obviously crazy gambler doing the craziest stuff. And
so
they
you
were
think he was in on it?
Bro, I don't know if he was on what this other shit is, but I mean, remember, he had all those bets that he was making on games, and they blamed it on his like boy or whatever,
interpreter,
like his manager or something.
Yeah, so his interpreter took the fall. So you think that Shohei was a part of that? Is what I'm saying.
The major league said, like, dude, we can't afford this dude to get kicked out.
Of course not.
No, so they just made it go away, right?
Yeah.
And of course, dude. There's no way. And honestly, it makes me think that Jordan got kicked out of the NBA for gambling too, because he's not going to play baseball in the middle of his prime. It has to be that.
A fucking psychopath, so maybe in the best way possible.
He could have,
yeah,
right? He could have. It's just that we've never seen anyone do it.
I think there's something there, though, to your point with the NBA and Jordan and gambling.
Yeah. So obviously, Shohei, they just said, don't worry about it. You know what I mean? You just cut the shit. Like, you know, we need you to be that guy because look at this. Like, we've never seen it before. People are now watching. Obviously, all of Asia watches this dude, right? Nobody cares. I mean, honestly, I haven't watched baseball in 20 years. And I played it my whole life. I don't know any of these players. I mean, obviously everyone knows Ohtani, and he's that dude, man. I mean,
that dude.
It's just crazy.
Yeah.
And it's because he's the only thing I can liken it to. He's end of fourth quarter Olympic Steph Curry, but the whole time he plays, the whole time. He doesn't just do it in spurts. You just know that he's about to do something crazy every time. So let's transition into this sports gambling thing. Obviously, you know, tons of arrests being made. The most prominent ones as it relates to sports being Terry Rozier and Chauncey Billups. Chauncey was involved in a poker fixing scheme where they had tables that, you know, had cameras that could see through the tables to the cards. Some of the players had contacts in that could see through the cards. They had marked cards that you could see. They had all kinds of things going on. They supposedly used Chauncey as like the draw to be like, oh, Chauncey's playing in this game. You should come. And like I sent you a video of a guy who said, yeah, I know about those games. I had a friend that went to them. They were very clearly fixed. All the pros were losing. You know, these people we'd never heard of were just busting their ass, right? So that's one. And obviously the sports fixing thing is probably massive. It's probably involves a lot of people. And I don't know if they'll all come out. Obviously, Terry Rozier is not as prominent. And you have, you know, Malik Beasley and stuff, you know, as well earlier. But it'll be interesting to see if they dime people out and where it really goes. Because obviously your boy LeBron had Damon Jones on his team who was kind of giving info about LeBron. Doesn't mean LeBron was involved. But, you know, I mean, saw Michael Porter. He said, oh, well, if one of my boys, you know, needs a bag, I can just tell him to bet the under and I'll just fake an injury. I mean, Michael Porter said that like a few months ago, right? So that's what people are doing. I mean, it makes sense. You're playing in a meaningless game that your team could win anyways, right? Where it's a game where you might sit out. All you need to do is play the first quarter on some betting sites. Some of them, it's the first half, and then your prop counts. So I don't know, man. It's crazy. We always kind of knew it was going on. Even ESPN, it was funny. They were talking about it. I think it was Mike Greenberg, and it had the ESPN bet logo in the bottom corner, and then like it just disappeared. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know what your thoughts are, man, but I got so many different thoughts. Obviously, dude, these guys are doing it, bro. They're trying to get bags, you know.
This is multi-layered. Obviously, you talk about the Chauncey thing and the card readers and the shufflers that could read cards, and they had someone else off site that was given intel on, you know, who had the better hands based upon the card readers and stuff like that, and all that's wild, and fucked up, right? Obviously, the whole manipulating the game is just disgusting, man. It upsets me. I think that, you know, betting's become so big, right? And legalized in so many different facets now, and you get all the apps and everything. The player prop bets, I think, is the issue. That's what a lot of people are saying, right? Because, you know, you got a guy out there and it's like, you know, it's over under 15 points. He can go out there and score 13, then he can not shoot, or to your point, like Terry Rozier, fake an injury, and just get pulled out of the game. And those are so easy to manipulate in any sport, football too, right? Rushing yards, you know, you pull up lane after you're, you know, 5 yards short of or the over under, right? They're just it's too easy to do that, and it messes everything up. What doesn't make sense is somebody like Terry Rozier, who's made I don't even know how many millions of dollars throughout his career, winning 50 grand on some of these dumbass prop bets, and it's probably more for his friends, but at the same time, it's not worth it. And the insider information, telling people if LeBron's not playing and stuff like that, there's no room for it. It's fucked up because people who don't have the information are going to lose a lot of money, right? And it changes the lines and everything like that. But the biggest problem I have is when people are manipulating the game, like Porter has and Rozier. And it's the funniest thing too. It's kind of funny if you've seen the replays and the highlights of some of the Terry Rozier games,
bro,
of my guy,
bad, bro.
just like blatantly throwing it to the other team and acting upset about it and stuff. It's so bad. It's funny as hell to me though, now that I'm looking back at it, but it's a problem. They have a problem on their hands for sure. And I don't know how they're going to fix it. Let me ask you this. Do you think there's going to be different rules, different regulations in regards to sports betting? Are they going to change things, I guess, is the question, in regards to people being able to bet and what they can bet on? Or do you think that's not going away and they're just going to try to keep a closer eye on these athletes and what they're doing?
Well, one of the big things is that the states, it's all controlled by the states. So that's the one thing. The NBA can't do anything. Maybe they can lobby, right?
No, NBA can't do shit, right?
No, but I think if you want to keep integrity, you just create you have certain states will just start banning props, right? You're going to ban props because those are the things that are easiest to manipulate. Look, if you're a quarterback, you can manipulate the over-under a little bit, but you can't control if some dude hits you, drop the ball on the ground, they return for a touchdown, and now the over's hit, or now the spread's covered. You can't control that. But you can control how many passing yards you have, right? You can control how many points you score, how many, rebounds or whatever. Like if it's 5 rebounds and you got 4 in the first quarter, probably need to stop grabbing boards. You know what I mean? So also that's the one thing they can do too, because obviously I've made a bet before that moves the line, but it's on a random soccer game that you've never heard of that I'm just about to watch, right? So you don't need a lot of money, but a big game like this, you could, if you see $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 going in on, Jalen Green below 4 rebounds, right? That's probably never happens. You got to know there's something going on there, right?
Right.
So
and when the feds come knocking, man, we say it all the time. You're fucked, dude. When those windbreakers and come through your door, man, they already have a case against you. They've been building this up for a while. But yeah, Vegas isn't dumb either, right? So when they see an ungodly amount of money come in on a random bet, like a Terry Rozier under, they're going to investigate that, right? So you're not going to be able to get away with it. And it's, they're going to find you. I'm sure players have in the past, but this is massive. And to your point, there's just no way that it's just these guys that they've talked about.
No.
It's just impossible, right?
Well,
so I guess it depends on how much a Rozier or some of these other guys, like some of these mobsters that were involved, how much they're going to talk and what they're going to do to help themselves out, and maybe some plea deals and what names they're going to drop. Because that can get scary, man.
But yeah, I mean, the NBA doesn't want any names to come out. If it's
of course not.
If it's a LeBron or a Steph or a big name that's somehow involved, they'll do anything to keep those names out. What would you do? And to your point, there's no room for it. What if we found out that someone's putting tons of money on the Warriors losing after they're up 3-1, so they suspend Draymond and see what happens? Imagine if something like that was for a bet. Imagine if, there's calls being made to manipulate the results of the finals, which could be. I mean, Rasheed Wallace, I saw a video where he was talking from 2023, and he goes to he sees the ref make the call, and he's like, "Bro, you got that email last night? They tell you who to call fouls on." He's like, "You got to stop making it look so obvious, bro. It's obvious. I can tell that what you're doing. You know what I mean?" And so obviously, there's tons of issues with obviously Tim Donaghy and things like that. So I wonder.
Yeah, I wonder. Tim Donaghy.
Yeah, I mean, it could be that the NBA is involved, and then what happens?
I mean, you tear it down. I mean, it's just
so much money, man, and it's all untaxed money, man. It's all untaxed money. That's the other thing is most of these people aren't reporting this taxed income. So if you're making $10 million a year as an NBA player and you're spending all your money between your agent, your lawyer, whatever cars you have, maybe you got an alimony or something, and you need an extra $100,000 a month untaxed, how are you going to get it? And that's what they're doing, man.
Yep. So tip of the iceberg, man. It'll be interesting to see what comes out and what transpires. But Rozier's an idiot. I want to hear more about the Chauncey Billups and what he was involved in. Because that's the one that shocked me the most. I think most people, when they heard Chauncey Billups' name, are like, "What the Chauncey? Like, not Chauncey,
Dude,
you
and
know?"
when was the time where you can remember an active NBA player or coach getting arrested for something like this in the middle of like
Yeah,
the
bro.
season? Not even like, it's not like, oh, it's former NBA player who's been gone 5 years. It's literally an active NBA coach.
And
And
it's
his
not
team's,
like Jonte Porter, who did get
yeah.
busted a while ago. This is Billups. These are like prominent names in the NBA that everybody knows, right? So, um, yeah, man. I don't know. I'll wait to see, but they should employ Donaghy and ask him to
Bro,
consult, man. No one better to tell you, what to look for and how this shit works than him, right? They should call him up, and I'm sure that they want nothing to do with him, but that would be a guy that I'll consult with to try to get this shit under control.
one thought I had or question is in the poker stuff, right? Obviously, they're laundering money, through businesses, putting on offshore accounts. It's connected to the New York mob, right? And a lot of these poker games are like, I know people that throw poker games here. I actually haven't been to one, but they always invite me. And they have like girls there, like doing massages and whatever else. They got they got a bar there. They go all night. They have a DJ, and people come and bring a lot of money. There's tons of cash there. It's like a Sopranos thing. Like they rent an Airbnb, you know what I mean, for a night or 2 days, and they do like a whole like 36-hour card game. Like that happens here. So that's what this is, right? Obviously, with more prominent people. But one question I do have, and I don't think they cheat. I mean, I don't know if they cheat, but this is pretty extreme. Is the cheating a big, like, are you getting more of a sentence because you're cheating in an illegal game? And it seems like maybe you would, because you're obviously having an illegal game. And what makes a poker game illegal is that you take a rake. So you and I can play poker, but if there's a house taking a rake, so it's a percentage of the pot. So if the pot's $500, maybe the rake's $20. I don't know what it is. And that's how casinos make their money, is the rake. Because in poker, you're playing against your other people. You're not playing against the house, but the house just takes part of a rake. So that's when it becomes illegal. So, obviously if you're the house and you're manipulating the results so that someone at the table wins all the money and you can split that as well as the rake, right? I wonder if there's more of a penalty, and I think there must be, because or else they wouldn't be focusing so heavily on the fact that how much they were cheating. Right. So, dude,
Yeah.
I mean,
It's far when I'm reading about how intricate some of these things are, it's wild.
Dude, my senior year in college, I didn't have a job. I played online poker. That was when it was legal. And I would just sit up all night, like $50. That's all I had. And I would sit there and I'd play in these super low games and just look for people that had a lot of money, because you can see how much money people have. Like it'll show you how much money they have. And if they're playing in a low level game, they probably don't care. And I would just try to like play against that person. I could make $150, $100 overnight. I did it 5 nights a week. So, I mean,
it's far beyond my brain capacity, man. I was watching a video about these poker players, professional poker players. I forget who it was, but there's a certain type of brand of card that to the naked eye, most people wouldn't be able to tell. But on the back of the card, there's a slight defect, like in the design, like very slight, like no one would be able to notice it. But this guy noticed it and could basically tell what cards were which, and would go to a casino, and he's such a big gambler that Phil Ivey is who it was, would request that these cards be used. And he said it's because he was superstitious, right? And he's such a big gambler and a big poker player that the casino's like, yeah, whatever, dude, like come in, like, we'll use those type of cards.
So he can't lose.
Can't lose. He got caught. I don't know how they caught him, but he was just taking them for everything because he could tell. And again, to you and I, we'd never be able to tell this defect on the back of how the cards were printed. There's like almost impossible to tell, but he could and knew what cards were which is crazy. But far beyond what my mind can comprehend. I'm not a big card player anyway, but yeah, like the shit that they're doing now. To your point, man, it's like, these underground card games. Now, no one's gonna know if they're legit or not, right? And even I don't know. Look, the casinos in Vegas and stuff like that, like, the $1 billion casinos, they're not built off people winning. Who knows what the fuck they're doing? And I've seen all this stuff online about how the casinos cheat, which...
Dude, slot machines have to be fixed because they're not actually spinning anymore, dude. They're computers.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's just like, the Vegas is cheating. I guarantee you there's, they have to be, right? So anyway, man, it's bigger than this. We'll see what transpires, but it's just shitty when the integrity of a sport, comes into play. It's wild that somebody would risk it all for that when they're making.
But Phil Ivey was considered one of the poker goats. I didn't even know he cheated in poker. I saw him in Vegas last year. Dude, poker's a numbers game, man. Like, you're looking at it, so you see all the cards that get folded, or like sometimes you see the cards that get folded. So you have a running checklist in your head. Okay, that guy had a 4 and a 2, blah blah blah. Then you see the cards in the middle. You see your cards, and obviously you're playing the person. So some of it's the person, right? To see like if you think they're full of shit or not. But the other, there's odds. You're like, all right, I have these 4 cards. There's a 35% chance in the next 2 cards I'm going to get one of the ones that I need, right? But I also know that if another one of these cards come down, that might be what they're betting on based on how they bet. So poker's like it's a dynamic game. So if I knew, what cards you had, I mean, obviously, I guess there's a chance I could lose because maybe one of these little guys pops out, like the one that's 5%. But I mean, you're going to win almost all the time if you have a little bit of extra information, which is why, like in poker, like they don't let you look at your phones. They don't let you shit, I could sit across from you and we could have a way for me to tell you what I have. You tell me what you have. And then we have a little bit more information that helps us determine, and people do that. So they were just doing it on a high level. They're going to be down bad unless they, do what Gil says, where you're just going to, just tell everybody, bro. Like
Speaking of gambling, that guy, he had, he walked into Gil's arena with a bag with food in it that said informant lunch.
He's so good. She was hilarious,
bro. I love Gil. He doesn't give a shit. It's funny.
All right, well, let's hop into this NBA shit, man. What are your big takeaways? Obviously, the first thing I'm going to say is the NBA needs to fix. Like, I don't want to see anyone shoot 20 free throws in a game ever again. I just hate that, like the foul baiting stuff. But there's been way too much good stuff to harp on that. So I'm gonna let you get into it.
Yeah, couple of things, couple surprises. Not surprises, but Golden State has looked really good, and I'm still not all the way a believer. Oddly enough, I think they're built better for the postseason than they are the regular season, because I think obviously in the postseason you shrink your lineups. So I think they're built better for that. I'm still skeptical, but they're playing great, man. So that's 1, 2. Wemby, I think.
Dude, what are we gonna do with that guy, man? If he could stay healthy, what do you do with that guy?
There's nothing you can do. He's been amazing, man. I think last night he was like 10 for 10 from the free throw line, 7 for 8 from the field. Not just offensively though, man, but what he's doing on the defensive end, altering shots, blocking shots. When he played that Mavericks game, I was like, he might be the best player in the NBA now. If not,
more than we've ever
seen.
Next
year or two.
It's crazy. If he doesn't get hurt, man.
Hesitation, cross, step back, 3-pointer and 1. I mean, he's throwing people shit. I mean, his touch around the basket is great. He can hit free throws. I mean, he is every bit as good as advertised. And I think he was my MVP pick, but I think he can. If they win games, he looks like the best player in the NBA. And then on the rookie side, Cooper's struggled, which isn't surprising. VJ Edgecombs looked like the best rookie far and away for Philadelphia. I mean, he is dynamic. He is as athletic of a guard as there is in the NBA. And the thing is, he's hitting shots now. So his jumper's fallen. And I'm really interested to see what Philadelphia is going to do when Jared McCann comes back. Because before Jared McCann got hurt last year, he was the best rookie. By far the best guard rookie in the NBA, but he was playing better than any rookie in the league, period, before he got hurt last year. So it'll be interesting to see with Maxey, Edgecombe, and McCain, what they end up doing. But those 3 things, I think right now is the emergence of Edgecombe early, obviously Wemby, and then Golden State, just looking, again, we're like 3-4 games in, but Golden State is looking better than I thought they would. I got to be honest.
They're playing 12 and 13 guys. Like last night, they didn't play Horford, but I mean, in a game, in the second game too, they played. I mean, they're just playing so deep that, to your point, they wouldn't be playing most of these people in the playoffs, and they'd be even tougher. And obviously, Kuminga's been better than advertised, and if that guy can play like that, I mean, he's legit, all-star playing that way. I mean, that changes the dynamic of the team. Like last night, Steph had 16 points. And they blew out Memphis, and Ja played pretty well. Obviously, they're not fully healthy, you know what I mean? But I mean, Moody played well. Pajemski just needs to stop being crazy and stop shooting like a lunatic, bro. Like, you're not Steph. Cut the runners out. Stop with the floater. Stop the step back threes. Let the game come to you. And that was what Buddy's issue was last night too. He wasn't letting the game come to him. He was forcing his shots. The defender was a little bit closer than they should have been, or he reloads and like somebody jumps, and it's just not like, if he lets it come to him and he's open, he'll hit those shots more often than not, but he can't like that. So to your point, the Warriors are playing better than I thought. Horford's not even really integrated. Draymond's being Draymond on defense. He really is. I don't know if you saw him like body slam Aldama last night. He didn't really hit him that hard, but then they call flagrant, and he tells Aldama that he's, he said he's soft, essentially, right? A bunch of times. Then Jaren Jackson says something. He tells Jaren Jackson to shut up. Homeboy misses the free throws, and Draymond starts dancing and shit, dude.
Draymond being Draymond, man.
That's the energy you want. They're a player away, maybe, or maybe not. To your point, I'll echo your thoughts on Edgecombe 1,000,000%. AR's playing really well too. Obviously, he has to, but I don't want to see him or Shea. Like, if you shoot 23 free throws, you're going to score 50 points, because that means you literally are ball dominant, and you're getting half your points from the free throw line. I don't want to see that again. That's so frustrating. I don't know if AR was doing it, because I didn't see the game. Shea, we know Shea does it, because he was going down to try to tie the game in regulation, and he flopped and tried to draw a foul, didn't shoot the ball, and they didn't call it. It's like, dude, how are you trying to tie the game late and you're not even trying to shoot the ball? You're trying to get a foul. Like, I don't know what are you supposed to do too? Like, if I'm coming down the lane against you and I hit you with my forearm and get just enough separation, my arm extends and it puts you on your heels just enough, and I pull up, what are you supposed to do? How can you guard that? You can't. So that's another thing, man. It's very hard. But Shea is obviously playing well. OKC's playing well. To your point, Wemby, man, like even last night, dude, he's coming up the court in transition, around the back, through the legs, around the back, just cooking dudes. It's at that size, man. Like, what are you supposed to do with that,
That's
bro?
wild.
What do you do with that? I mean, unless you just like physically like beat the shit out of him, there's really nothing else you can do, and that might not matter.
Nope.
Nope.
So I think they'll be able to win some games, man. I think San Antonio's a dark horse to be decent this year. But yeah, Dallas has struggled a little bit. I think they're trying to integrate new pieces. I think they really need Kyrie back. Houston too, yeah. Kevin Durant hasn't really been KD. So Houston, those teams is going to take a little while. I think they'll be fine. You have teams like Golden State, who has that cohesiveness that they built off of. And with Golden State, man, the equalizer is always Steph, best point guard of all time. You got a guy that can shoot the way he shoots. It changes everything for a team. So it's the equalizer, man. So the Knicks didn't play well the other night against the Miami Heat, but I think they'll be okay. I think their offense is looking better. They just need to tighten things up too. So East is wide open, man. Boston's not going to be very good, I don't think.
No, they're struggling bad, man.
Yeah,
I didn't think they'd be this bad. And they're not going to sell for parts because Tatum will come back. But
yeah, they won't. And they have good parts that they could probably get stuff for. We look at, Peyton Pritchard or, White. You just got, your boy Anthony on the squad, so they're not going to move him. But then Jaylen Brown, which was hilarious. He obviously is painting his hairline.
His hair paint twice, bro.
If you saw the hair paint when he would play in the Knicks, he put his head down into Karl Anthony Towns' jersey. You run the clip, and then Karl Anthony Towns' jersey had a big old black circle on it from Jaylen Brown's hair.
I think he hit somebody else with it last night or the night before. He's hit somebody else. He hit somebody else's shoulder. Bro, just
even Marcus Freeman does it, and then it was raining. I think in the USC game, so he had to put a hat on because his hair was going to melt off.
Dude, I don't know what's wrong with people, bro.
And then speaking of last night, another rookie I like a lot is Cedric Howard for the Grizzlies, who was at Washington State, was going to go to Duke, then decided to enter the draft. Just a good scorer, man. On balance, very smooth jump shot. I think they probably found a pretty good player in him, a player that can play that Bane role, who's going to be a threat from the outside. That losing Bane hurt the Grizzlies quite a bit, but I think Howard's going to be a good player. So yeah, man, just the NBA, obviously we were in the house for the Mavericks game last week, and Luka the Don is, I think, going to lead the league in scoring this year.
He's going to have to.
Most likely.
I mean,
yeah. He's gonna have to,
Austin Reeves might lead the league in scoring if Luka doesn't play.
Yeah, Reeves
Yeah,
is great,
50,
man.
what,
I've been telling
50
you about
and
Reeves for a
41?
while. Reeves is a dog, man. He can play. He's offensively, he's great. He's limited defensively, obviously, but Austin Reeves is a player. So I think the Lakers got a good little 1-2 with him and Luka right now. We'll see what LeBron looks like when he comes back, but again, I don't know if the Lakers are going to be good enough to.
That depth, man. Jared Vanderbilt in that season opener, airball threes, wide open.
Awful.
Like that dude can't be in the game, man. Like that's not.
No, he's terrible. He's terrible. He's not. You can't have him out there offensively. So Vanderbilt is obviously a liability on the offensive end. He can't do anything. Rui still isn't playing well. Neither of those guys that play well, man. So the Lakers, I don't know. The Plinka, I think, will stand pat this year. I don't think he's going to make any moves. They're trying to build around Luka. We'll see what they do.
So he's not going to trade LeBron. LeBron might.
That's the one piece. That's the one piece. I mean, that's the one piece. Yeah. I mean, if LeBron wants to leave, then he has the no trade clause. But if LeBron wants to leave, then yeah, you trade him for sure.
I mean,
so
the Lakers won a game they shouldn't have without anyone. They lost last night, but they also lost to a surprising Portland team. Which that's another part. It's only 4 games in. I didn't think Portland was going to be this good. To be honest with you, Portland's look great,
especially
man.
Especially with everything that's going on right now.
I mean, they busted the Warriors' ass, bro. Busted their ass. And granted, they shot like 48% from 3. They shot great from the field, but they busted their ass. I mean, I thought the Warriors were going to win that game for sure. I was like, all right, man, we should be 3-0 going into Memphis. And then obviously they played the Clippers tonight, so maybe like 5-4-1 at the worst. But now they got to beat the Clippers. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, Portland's been great.
Yeah, it's a trap game, a game like that for the Dubs, right? But the games like that you got to win. But they're the games where, so Wednesday night playing Portland, maybe you just come off a big win.
You don't get up for it, man. They didn't get up for it, dude.
But good teams will figure out and get up for it. But there's always going to be trap games like that. But the NBA is interesting, man. Again, we're only like a week in, but there's a lot of things that I didn't see coming.
The Lakers have a tough stretch coming up too, bro. Like, I mean, obviously Luka's out at least a few more games. They're at Minnesota, then at Memphis, then they're home for the
Portland.
Heat, right? And then at Portland, and then they host the Spurs, right? Mm-hmm. Like they could go 1-4 or 2-3 in that. And I mean, because obviously Luka will probably miss the first 2 of those, and LeBron won't be back. So,
because where you getting your scoring? Where you getting your scoring? It's got to come from Austin Reeves. You need Gabe Vincent to knock shots down consistently. Like Rui's going to have to put up 20. Aiton's going to have to give you 18.
Ayton dropped 22 in the game they won, and Ayton's fucking terrible though, dude. Yeah, he's exactly what he was in Phoenix, dude. He's disengaged, shooting half court granny free throws and warm ups. Wants to shoot jump shots. Like, just grab some rebounds, block some shots, grab some lobs, dude. Like, it's just not.
These guys want to be too cool, man. Like, wearing their earrings and shit during warm-ups and having to run back into the locker room and take it off before the game, man. Just come out ready to go. Yeah. I don't know why that annoyed me so much, but I just, again, the Lakers, you're gonna need. You have to give Dalton Connect some minutes because you have to find scoring. Obviously, you're giving up a lot on the defensive end, but they don't like him defensively. Clearly, yeah. LaRavia, you need guys like that to be able to score. In order to win. Reeves can't give you 40 a night during the stretch. Other guys have to step up and play defense. So JJ's got his work cut out for him, for sure. So we'll see, man. We'll see how the stretch goes without Luka, but they need him back in the worst way.
And obviously, it's only 3 games in for the Wizards, but they're in a 9th spot at 1 and 2. So, just
man,
throw that
here
out
we
there.
go with this shit.
They're trash, dude, but they might not be that trash, bro. They might not be that trash. They're trash though.
It's I don't even know who's playing well for him, man. I think
CJ had a good game. What's the homeboy's name?
Well.
What's the homeboy's name?
Trey. I think Trey Johnson's going to be a player. He's going to play.
There's a young kid for him that was playing well.
George.
Kayshawn George. He had like a 30-point game.
He's balling. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, nobody's getting up for him either. So
no.
We'll see.
They got some young pieces, man. Kayshawn George, Trey Johnson. They got some good wing scores.
I mean, they got a tough stretch coming up too, man. They might lose all 4 of these games, but
But yeah, there you go. That's your call out. You said they were going to make the playoffs, didn't you?
I said they could, after the All-Star break, they could have a pathway if they play well or do this or that. They're not going to be. Yeah. They're not winning 12 games, dude, or whatever the hell they won last year. 18 games.
Yeah, they got Champagny. They got some guys that
I know. Yeah, you're making my argument for me. You love to see it.
I'm just trying to give you Marvin Bagley,
Yeah,
huh? All right,
yeah. I mean, maybe he'll wake up one day. Probably not, but
maybe. I thought he was gonna be a great player, but I was wrong on that one.
yeah. So we got some good things going on in the NBA. Book. I mean, the Suns stink. Although Jalen Green hasn't played yet, and Dylan Brooks has been out. Supposedly, that Dylan Brooks is linked to a Lakers trade. I saw that yesterday. But
Really?
Book's been playing well. I think he had 31 in the home opener. He had at least 30 last night. They lost it in overtime.
I think he had 32 last night.
Yeah, I mean, but it's just like, I mean, he's out there by himself, dude. They're playing
Hate to
Connor
see it.
Gillespie. Connor Gillespie taking 10 or 12 shots. Like, I don't even want to see that dude. And he's good, obviously, but he shouldn't be playing on a team that's supposed to even be remotely competitive.
No.
You know, nobody else is
Book
helping
needs
to
to-
help. Mark
Book needs to
Williams
be
balled
out.
out last night, though. Mark Williams had a good game last night off the bench, although he played the majority of the game. Might as well have been a starter. I think
like
they
him.
started. I forget who they started. I don't know if they started Malawach. I don't think they would play Nick Richards. But yeah, man, we'll see what happens in Phoenix. They need to. Hopefully, Jalen Green gets back soon, and we can be a little bit competitive. You know what I mean?
Love to see Book on a competitor, man. Again,
I know, dude. They got to give something.
You know, so much
I think
talent.
his birthday's this weekend too. His birthday's
Happy
coming
birthday,
up. So.
Book.
Yeah,
Happy birthday, Book.
They got it back to back too. Thursday, Friday. It's I think it might be Memphis and then Utah on Friday. So they should hopefully.
I know he wants to win, man. I know he's loyal to Phoenix. He's their chosen child, right?
He's that dude.
I respect that, and I'm sure he's either here or nowhere. But that front office and organization isn't doing him any favors right now. They swung big and missed with the KD and
I mean, the Beals thing was just a great
right?
sight,
That was
it's the worst.
They tried, right? And now they got to kind of break it down and build it back up again. And I just don't know, how long he's going to want to wait around to win again. So we'll see. He's playing great. We knew he would. He's the only guy they got right now.
By the way, bro, the one thing we missed is Aaron Gordon. Aaron Gordon, man.
He's a man. If Aaron Gordon plays like that, I love the Denver pick still, man. Because Jokic is Jokic.
Played like that, they win last year. They would have won last year.
Yeah, Murray had a 40-piece last night, right? You're still incorporating, new players. But if Aaron Gordon is able to shoot the ball the way he's been shooting the ball, I mean, he was incredible in that Warriors game, man. I mean,
it's ridiculous.
Ridiculous. He's been playing great, dude. So, again, you're incorporating Cam still. I think, Christian Brown's going to be, a player. They have a good team, but Aaron Gordon, man, he's playing at a definite high all-star type level right now, man. So I don't want to see those guys.
That was a huge win for the Warriors, though, because I think he hit 10 out of 11 from three, you get 50-piece without shooting 37 free throws, a real 50-piece, and you come back and you win that game, and you're down. So, that's a game.
Those shots Steph were hitting.
I mean, Steph came alive in the fourth, but that's something that, I mean, we've sort of come to expect. But that's one where you can hang your hat on that, all right, we might be as good as we think we are. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's one. Mm-hmm. That's one because you don't win a lot of games when someone's getting a 50-piece where they're shooting 10 out of 11 from three. You know what I mean? Obviously, Jokic didn't play super well, but you don't normally win that game. That's not a game you would expect to win. So, love to see that. But yeah, no, I mean, Aaron Gordon, dude, if that dude, I mean, I don't know, dude. He's ridiculous at that size and that athletic ability shooting the ball like that. So I don't know if
prolonged his career, man. Probably made a lot more money, for the beginning of his career from Arizona all the way through, his days with the Magic. He was a really athletic four, strong, athletic, kind of bully you. Didn't really have much of an outside game, but it's developed that over the years. Become a really, really good shooter that you can't leave open. And is still really good, with his back to the basket and still athletic and can do all those things. But he's transitioned and added to his game, dude, and he's a problem. So, yeah, dude, I think Denver's looking really good right now if they continue that.
It's crazy. Dude, if we hop into the NFL for a few minutes.
Why don't we? Why don't we hop into the motherfucking NFL, dog?
Here we go.
Because I'm just going to say my New York Jets, Jets, got a dub. Finally. Man, them boys needed that win so bad. And let me say that, rest in peace to Nick Mangold, who, legendary Jet, died way too young. Great person. Just the epitome of what it means to be a professional in the Jet. Did amazing things throughout the community. Anytime I go to a Jet game, he'd be there and be around. Dies at 41 from kidney disease and kidney failure, and it's terrible because a week ago, or a little over a week ago, he sent out just a release saying he needed a kidney, right? Asking Jet fans and anybody who was willing to see if they had his blood type, and that was a week ago, and a week later, he's gone. 41, way too soon. So rest in peace to Nick Mangold, and the boys came out and got a dub. Don't know how. The Cincinnati defense might be the worst defense I've ever seen in my adult life. For real. We put up 40 on those boys. We have a terrible offense. We were playing without Sauce Gardner, without a number 2 receiver. So I don't know how he did it, but how'd he get that off, man? Sorry. It'd been a long 7 weeks, dog. We got to win. I know people are like, don't you want to lose at this point? It gets to a point where you just need to win, man. You need to win for the organization. We talk about it all the time. It's about culture. It's about building blocks, getting a winning mindset, and you can't do that if you don't win. So I'm off my soapbox, man. My Jets got one. So
and you didn't even want Justin Fields to play, and you had to.
You had to, right?
Then you had to. You didn't want him to play.
And shout out to him because the owner's talking shit, right? And I was talking shit too. I can though. I'm not the owner of the team. I'm not going to come out. If I was, I won't come out and publicly shame my starting quarterback. Woody Johnson's the worst owner in the NFL. I hate him, but he comes out and makes things worse because I think he thought that Tyrod was going to start, but Tyrod has a knee and he can't start. Now Justin has to start after a tumultuous week of just hearing your owner talk bad about you and being benched. And Justin came out and played well, man. So he's still not the answer long term, but he came out and played really well. So we'll take it.
Yeah, man. I'm trying to think of some things like some of the teams in the AFC that I think are legitimate, right? You have the Patriots who are playing well. Drake May looks like he could be that dude. Buffalo.
Yeah, he's good. Damn it.
Buffalo needs to get Josh some help, man. They need to find whether it's Calvin Ridley or whoever they can find at the trade deadline. They got a week to get him a number 1 receiver, and they could be up there. Everyone in the AFC North, I think, to me is, Pittsburgh's trash. It's just
Pittsburgh.
That division's trash. The Colts.
Well, we gotta see what happens when Lamar. I don't think it's gonna matter, but when they got the win.
Well, you're 2-5, bro. You're not making the playoffs.
Hey, okay. You don't think they're gonna make the playoffs?
No, they have to win 10 games. They have to win 10 out of 12 games probably to make the playoffs.
They might be able to do it.
Not 10. Not 10. Maybe 8. I guess they could, but the odds of it are they're probably below. At 2-5, how many teams have made the playoffs? Probably almost none. Right. So that's the problem. My mom. Let me go through the AFC. So is Lamar back this week?
He's supposed to be. He's supposed to be back last week, but I think this week is.
So 2-5. So you got 10.
It's trending that way.
You got to go 8-2. I guess they could, right? Maybe 9 games get you in, but probably maybe 9 games gets you in. It doesn't really matter. One thing you do know is that their division sucks, so that's helpful. I don't know who else they have. So I guess to your point, it's not impossible. It's just not likely. And that team just hasn't even looked. They haven't had a fight, man. They haven't even been putting up a fight. You go to the South, the Colts. Maybe they're legitimate. I don't know. They've been playing so well.
It looked good.
Yeah. It's just hard to believe that they could win a Super Bowl or compete for one, but maybe they can. 7 wins. In 8 games. And then you go to the AFC West. Outside of the Chiefs, I don't think anyone's legitimate. Even Denver 6-2. They're not going to do anything, bro. They're just not. The NFC, man, is a lot more formidable. And my mom's all upset now. She's like, we probably can't make the playoffs if we're 3-5, right? I was like, probably not. You got Seattle next week.
Yeah,
that's tough, bro. They just got smashed by the Chiefs last night, and the Chiefs kind of gave up. They just took the foot off the gas. Which, by the way, Rashee Rice, man, I wish I could have got him in fantasy because that's the only guy they're throwing him. He just feeds him and feeds him and feeds him. So if you start in the NFC East, obviously the Eagles look legitimate. The Cowboys are nearly a 500 team. I don't know, maybe they could compete for a playoff team. Then you got Packers and Lions. I'd still rather have the Lions than the Packers.
Me too.
Tampa Bay, man. Baker's still playing with nobody, 6-2. They're on a bye this week, and then hopefully we see the return of Bucky next week. That would be huge for him. Huge. And then you go through the West. Maybe Seattle. You got the Rams. They're about to get Puka back this week. So the Rams are still putting some points up, and the Niners, man, maybe they'll figure it out. I don't think Brock Purdy's that dude, so it probably don't matter.
Not either. Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
man.
I agree with all that. The Chiefs, they're the Chiefs again, man. And beginning of the year, I didn't think so, right? I didn't. I guess I underestimated the impact of Rice. I wish I would have got him in fantasy too, but shout out to you. You know, Booty with another touchdown catch this
I
past
know,
weekend
dude.
for our boys out there in New England.
He's
Not our
cooking
boys.
up there.
I hate New England, but for those
Yeah, but
boys,
he's cooking up there though. Kayshawn,
he is
he's cooking
cooking,
up there.
and I couldn't agree more with your Drake May take, but yeah, I don't know. I still think that the Ravens can sneak in there just because of their division, right? Obviously, the Bengals are trash, the Browns suck, and got no faith in the Pittsburgh Steelers. So if they get hot, they can do it. But unfortunately, and then again, sorry, moms. The Eagles are continuing to win. They're going to win that division. Speaking of that division, though, the Giants, man, tough break. No pun intended for Scattaboo. That was tough to see, man. Win or lose, Dart and Scattaboo were becoming, just fun to watch, rather whether they won or not. And that 1-2 combo was it was good while it lasted, man. But that seemed like a pretty serious injury. When you gotta get surgery in the city that you're in before you fly home, right away, like that night, it's a serious deal. So hopefully he can come back and be as good as he's been, man. I think it's gonna be a long road to recovery. It just seemed gruesome, man. But yeah, that sucked. And the
Yeah,
Giants
not how we
they're dead in the water.
to say not how we thought he'd get hurt, but I mean, we were watching that game. Dr. Lee was there, and he's like, man, when you get that turn like that, he's like, dude, all the ligaments and stuff in there are just.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. It's so that's the rub there. That's the hard part. It's not just a broken ankle or whatever it is.
Right. And blood flow is tough in the lower extremity of an ankle or like in the wrist or the hand.
Get that dude some stem cells or something. You know what I mean?
He needs to get some stem cells for sure.
Yeah, man.
For sure.
You look at the Ravens schedule, man, to your point, I mean, they got it is not too bad. I mean, they're at Dolphins, right? And that's a Thursday night. They should still win.
Lamar plays.
If Lamar plays, if he doesn't, dude, that's a tough matchup. At least it's the Dolphins. They're at the Vikings the following week. I mean, that should be
they got
relatively
quarterback,
easy.
Man. I think McCarthy is trash. I think they fucked that one up. They should have kept Sam. Wentz is out for the year. He's no good anyway, but McCarthy is not that guy.
And then, so maybe they need to win that one. They need to absolutely win that game. Then they're at Cleveland, right? So a road divisional game, 3, and then they host the Jets. Then
that's a loss.
They host the Bengals, and then what they have left after that. So assuming they win 4 out of those 5, right? They need to win 4 out of those 5. Then they have the Steelers twice. They have at the Bengals. They host the Patriots. That'll be a big one for the Patriots. That's 3 games before the end of the season. They'll probably need to win that one. If it was one of the last 2 games, it may not matter. And then they got at Packers the second to last week. And then at Steelers. So they finish at Packers, at Steelers.
They can get hot. If Lamar comes back and looks like himself, I think they'll be favored in a lot of those games.
They should be. But they can't afford any slip-ups. They can't afford any slip-ups. No, they host the Patriots.
Oh, they host the Patriots. That'll still be a tough game, but they can win that
at Packers and at Steelers.
Yeah, I don't think the Steelers are that good, honestly, man. I just don't.
They're not, but man, a road divisional game at the end of the year.
Yeah, that'll be tough.
The Steelers will be right around that 500 mark where they might be able to sneak in.
That might be the game right there that determines which one of those teams makes the. You know what I mean? That might be the game right at the end of the year, which would be interesting.
But if they slip up, the next 4 games, if they lose any of those games, which is at Dolphins, at Vikings, at Browns, host Jets, if they lose any of those 4 games, they're not making the playoffs.
It's a wrap.
They need to win those, because if they lose one of those and then they're 3-6 or 4-7 or 4-6. It's just like you can only lose one more, and you have so many tough games down at the end. I mean, you're not completely done, but the odds are you're pretty much done, and that assumes that nobody else gets hurt. So that's tough, man. Which is crazy because the Ravens were a Super Bowl. They were a Super Bowl favorite.
They're my team, bro. I think I had them going to the Super Bowl. But they. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see if they fall apart or they don't look good even after Lamar gets back. I wonder what that means for Harbaugh. I really do. I think that maybe they pull the plug there. They've tried that for a while. That might be time for them to try something new out there in Baltimore. We'll see. We'll see. But
and I will say, if the Redskins and you can't do this, if you're the Redskins and you lose on Sunday to Seattle and you go 3-6, like Debo's not a long-term player, or if you're not, dump McLaurin or Debo, especially McLaurin, because that contract's crazy. And if you're 3-6, you're not making the playoffs anyways. And if somebody like if McLaurin goes to the Bills, I don't want McLaurin on the Bills. I want someone like Ridley, or maybe I guess they're saying they won't trade AJ Brown, but like a bigger receiver. I mean, Josh Allen needs that bad, dude. Like he's running around for dear life. He had the long pass to Shakur where Shakur cooked the corner, right, and then ran it. It was like 65-yard touchdown. But outside of that, he doesn't have someone that he feels comfortable throwing to. He just doesn't. And they're 5-2 somehow. He needs someone bad. And there's
they
there's
come
enough.
off 2 straight losses too.
Yeah, I mean they smashed them, but that's because James Cook had 200 yards. I mean James Cook was getting 8 yards a carry before that, dude. Carolina was horrible, and your boy Andy Dalton, terrible. He was bad. Like I didn't even know he was still in the NFL, dude. That was crazy. He was horrible. There's no way they were winning that game, dude. No way, zero.
Isn't it nuts just the drop off from starting QB to backup QB in the NFL for a lot of these teams? It's like when you go to your backup QB, it's almost like impossible to win, regardless of who you are. It's just wild to me. There's such a big drop off there from starting caliber QBs in the NFL to the backups. And what that does, like if you look at like a line from Vegas, what it does to a line if your starting QB is out, it's dude, fucking crazy.
Well, what's crazy is I think the largest bet I've ever made, no, not the largest, it was up there though, on a single game bet that I made on Buffalo -7.5. I was like, they're gonna blow the doors off of them, dude.
Yeah,
7.5 is wild. Crazy. That's a crazy spread.
That's a crazy
especially
spread,
with Andy Dalton playing, dude.
Yeah,
horrible. I mean, it was bad. Like no chance, dude. None.
Bad.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I should have bet more. I couldn't believe it. Like after the game started, I was like, "What's wrong with like I should?" You know what I mean? Like, there's no way they're not covering that spread. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
maybe they thought coming off a bye on the road. I don't know what the hell.
I mean, you lose 2 games in a row, you got to be up for that one, dude.
Oh yeah,
Buffalo,
right.
You got to be up for that one, dude.
That's not a trap game anymore when you've lost 2 in a row and you need that one bad. That's not a trap game.
Yeah.
Buffalo's in
the you can't lose that game. You cannot go 4-3. Right? Yeah, man. I mean, you look at points, the Colts have scored the most points in the AFC, and it's not particularly close. And then, I mean, the Colts have scored. The Colts have scored. The only team that's even remotely close to them is Dallas, and they're still 25 points behind.
It opens everything up for our boy Daniel Jones, dog. When you got Taylor run the way he's running the ball, play action's working. Tyler Warren's a beast. He's got good receivers, honestly. Pittman's a good receiver. Downs, Pierce,
Jeff Downs.
Yeah, they have weapons, and Daniel Jones is looking really, really good. He's looking better. I didn't think he was going to play this well.
No, Josh Downs runs great routes too, man. He's such a beast. And Michael Pittman's just the size of a tight end almost.
They have a team, man. They really do.
Which one thing that was crazy that we saw is Josh Allen's almost the same size as Dalton Knox, and Dalton Knox is a big boy.
That's dude. Yeah.
Allen
JJ is a tight end in another life, man. If he wasn't playing a quarterback, he'd be a tight end.
Yeah, 100%. So I hope they can get him someone. Because like there's some teams like if you're Titans when you're 1-7, what are you gonna do with Calvin Ridley, man? You got Cam Ward, you're stuck with him for at least a couple more years.
Yeah, you tear it down. You build around Cam Ward now, but you have an older receiver and Ridley, see what you can get for him. Keep building through the draft. I don't know what their cap situation is like, but in the offseason you need to shore up that offensive line, and there's a lot to do. But they're probably gonna finish. They're terrible. They're probably gonna finish with the worst record.
The Saints are up there. Dude. If you guys win, the Raiders have 2 wins. They stink.
We're gonna fuck around. Yeah, we're gonna fuck around and win
Raiders
4 games.
Stink, bro. They stink. They stink. They're just terrible, bro.
Tyler Lockett, man. Things are turning.
Which, by the way, we did see a Kenny Pickett snap last weekend. So I did order a Kenny Pickett jersey. When it comes in, I'll be wearing it on the pod.
Where on the pod?
I will. If it came in, I would have. But the problem is we might not see another one because they just signed Tyler Lockett, which whatever. But he's like married to Gino. I don't know what he promised him, but it doesn't make any sense. It just makes no sense, dude. This guy's not it at all. So, we'll see what happens.
But the trade deadline's coming in a week, right? So we'll see.
It's on Monday. So after Sunday, if there's after the games, they got to make the trades on Sunday.
Yeah, it's like a week. I'm excited. I wonder what teams are going to be aggressive. There's a lot of teams that are going to be sellers that, kind of like the Jets are. There's no road to the playoffs, obviously. What are you doing? What's your long-term goal? And there'll be some teams that'll be buyers to your points like the Bills. So, we'll see. We'll see if the like the Saints, the Jets, the Titans, if those types of teams start offloading some of these players.
Maybe the Raiders sell Jacoby Myers, man. Yeah, you just
especially guys, they're not going to resign, right? That are on the last year of their contracts, who they're not going to give contracts to. Like, maybe we'll see what happens. So, I don't know. The Jets, Breece Hall played great. His name's been in trade rumors.
He's out of his mind. Out of his mind on Sunday.
I would love for them to keep him, but but there's a chance to get rid of my boy Breece. But I say
he could be the difference for someone.
Franchise tag.
100%, bro. He could be the difference for somebody.
Yeah, if you're looking at especially like a Kansas City or somebody like that, like you put Breece on that team, it's a wrap.
Yep. So I'm excited to see who. Hopefully Buffalo gets someone. I mean, they're and then these teams need to sell, man. Like Max Crosby, supposedly everyone's reaching out about him. They say they don't want to trade him. Like, come on, man. Like, unless he wants to stay, like, do him a favor, man. Let him get a chance to win, dude.
You probably get 2 months for him.
You probably get pretty close to what you got for Michael Parsons. And shit, what if trade his ass to fucking Dallas, bro? If Dallas could win one more game and be straight 500, I mean, Dallas, dude, they don't care. They don't mind, dude.
Yeah.
Give me,
Yeah.
I mean, their offense is so good. I mean, George Pickens is getting the same amount of targets. I think one less target than CeeDee Lamb. I mean, those guys are just.
Beast. Dallas's offense is great. They need help on the defensive end. Which, by the way, Michael Parsons is starting to play. I think he had 3 sacks the week before. He's starting to get, starting to get warmed up a little bit.
Yeah,
but
maybe he'll make the difference. You can't tell me he's worth $47 million yet. Maybe he will.
I'm not a Jordan Love believer, so that's where
I never had been either. Yeah, it's tough
with that team. So
well, shit.
But we're right there.
Yeah, we got some big games coming up, and then obviously, the trade deadline's on Monday, so we'll see what they do. I mean, it could be make or break it for some of these teams. The NFL season's damn near halfway over, which is crazy that it's already.
It is.
Week
it's
9.
Flying by. So if anybody wants to buy, man, we'll give you Breece Hall for two first-round picks.
Bro, real quick in fantasy, if you're at the bottom of your league, your goal is to not lose. You need to turn your best player into 2 starters. You have to. Don't say, oh, I need Puka, or oh, I can't trade Jamar Chase, or I can't trade Jackson Smith and Jigba, or whoever they are. If you can get more points out of, whoever you get for those 2 plus, if you have Jamar Chase and like Zach Charbonnet or something like that, you need to not be last. That's your goal.
Do something.
You're not going to make the playoffs. If you don't do fucking anything, you deserve to be last. You should pay double or triple or quadruple next year, right?
Don't sit on your
and that's how all these leagues are, man. All these leagues, nobody wants to trade. Like, I'm like, give me this person. No. I'm like, dude, you're fucking 1-7. What are you talking about?
Trade, yeah. Do something.
Yeah, you need to do something. You can't continue to do what you're doing because that's obviously not working. And your boy is 6-2, second in the league only because of points. And he hasn't had Bucky or Amarian Hampton for the last 3 weeks. So
I see you. I'm in 5 leagues like a idiot, like a just deranged lunatic. I'm in 5 leagues. I'm in first in 3 of them. I went 5-0 this past week. So if any of y'all need fantasy advice, throw your question in the comment. We'll start doing a weekly, Q&A. We'll answer some fantasy questions if y'all got them, and we'll give you some gems.
This is the most engaged I've ever been in fantasy. Like I'm ready.
Great,
like
man.
Great. If I can figure out a way.
Playing.
That's because it's stressful, bro, and it's a waste of time. Like I waste so much time on it, dude. And I watch all these games that don't matter.
I'm in 5 fucking leagues. Yeah, that's what makes us great. Though. That's what makes fantasy great. Is I care about a random ass game on a Sunday that I wouldn't care about.
And
it's kind of like gambling.
And I was up 30, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I was up 30 points yesterday going into the game. I have Worthy, who I think he's trash, but doesn't matter. I have Worthy. They have McLaurin, and I'm watching the game like it matters. Like McLaurin's going to score 40 when Xavier Worthy scores 10. It's not going to happen.
It's beautiful. It's great. It makes all football games matter, man. I love that shit.
All you do is you watch Worthy and Rice who play the same position, and you know he's going to throw the ball to 4 and not 1. Happens every time.
Yeah.
But anyways, big week coming up. We'll see you guys soon, man. If you guys have any questions or if there's anything you want us to cover on the pod, please let us know. Also, shout out Coco 5. Definitely go get you some. It's great, before or after a workout. So we'll see you guys soon.
Peace. Can't teach taste.
You can't teach taste. Bye.